This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, for the Lord is your strength. Be encouraged today. The Israelites traveled from the wells of Bene Jaakan to Mazarah. There Aaron died and was buried, and Eleazar his son succeeded him as priest. From there they traveled to Gudgoda and on to Jotbatha, a land with streams of water. At that time the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister, and to pronounce blessings in his name, as they still do today. That is why the Levites have no share or inheritance among their fellow Israelites. The Lord is their inheritance, as the Lord your God told them. Now I had stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, as I did the first time, and the Lord listened to me at this time also. It was not his will to destroy you. Go, the Lord said to me, and lead the people on their way, so that they may enter and possess the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. And that is from Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 6 through 11. And this is KXEN, 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. Faith Talk for St. Louis. And on the World Wide Web at faithtalkstl.com.
Marissa?
Yeah, Luther.
You know, I'm so glad that I met Jesus.
I'm so glad I met him too.
There's been such a change in my life.
I know he changed my life, and I thank him. Let's tell Jesus how we feel. Ever since I met you, seems I can't forget you. The thought of you keeps running through the back of my mind. Every time I'm near you, I get that urge to feel you. Just touching you and loving you makes everything right.
And I want you to know that
I never knew love before. Then came you. Then came you. I never knew love before. Then came you. Then came you.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Now that I have found you, how did I live without you? How did I make it? It's plain to see you're all I need to satisfy me. Because I'm so proud of you, I want to sing about you. You're all I know. You made love grow by touching my hand. I never knew love before. Then came you. Then came you. I never knew love before. Then came you. I never knew until I came. No greater love. I never knew. No greater love. I never knew a love like you. Never found a love like you. No greater love. I never knew. No greater love. I never knew a love like you. Then I found you. I never
So
knew
glad
love
I found him.
before. Then came you.
I found Jesus.
Then came you.
And I'm so glad about it.
I never knew love before.
He came in and he freed my soul. He filled me.
I never
Joy
knew
and
love
happiness.
before.
I got a brand new way of living.
Then came you. I never knew love before.
Oh, I'm so glad that I found
Then
him.
came you. It's no forever weather.
Hey, hey, hey. Boy, what a way to end the song with my help. KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM and on the World Wide Web at FAITHTALKSTL.com. That was Luther Barnes and Melissa. I'm going to assume that it's she's a Barnes too, but no, probably not. I know there's a bunch of them. Okay. Today is Friday. This is Memorial Day weekend Friday. Like the weekend, I mean, not the weekend, but like the holidays, man. They show up. And I'm not tracking them because I'm thinking that Memorial Day weekend was next weekend. But it's right now. RATNOWE. Right now. I blew that one again. Okay, what's your day like so far? You gonna barbecue too? Say, Dr. Sister Paula, you know how to barbecue? Hey, you're in great company. In my lifetime, I've been forced to do it about 3 or 4 times. And it came out pretty good, surprisingly enough. And did I brag about it? No. Oh, no. No. Because I don't really want to barbecue. I don't. When I worked at Macdonald'S, a lot of the guys that I knew, man, they always bragging about how they mix up their sauce and cure the meat. And then they shoot the hog and the cow and the catfish and just barbecue ever great, and they add this to it and that. I said, man, you need to be a magician to do all that. That's too much playing for me, you know. And you know, well, you probably say, well, hey, Al, you just want to eat, did you? No. I mean, grub does not excite me like that. It doesn't, you know. I like eating, you know, but I ain't really gonna get carried away.
You know, I'm thinking about this catfish thing.
Oh Lord.
Is there such a thing as barbecued fish? Someone is going to barbecue some fish this weekend just because. Barbecue is synonymous with Memorial Weekend, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Or barbecued deep fried hog inner tubes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's at the top of the list. Yeah, it is. It is, boy. I can smell the swine right now. They got that bad boy all red up, boy. St. Louis gonna be covered in a cloud of smoke for the next 84 hours. Oh yeah. Oh, is there a storm coming? Is there a storm? No, they're barbecuing again. Yep.
Your people.
My people. I claim all of them too, boy. I kid you not.
Amen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Barbecued fish. You know what? I'm sure that there's some people that are listening right now.
Please don't.
No.
Don't barbecue the fish, guys. I didn't mean to plant that seed, but I was just thinking.
Well, you can barbecue something like shark, a water buffalo, I
No,
guess.
no.
You know.
Let's not go off the Richter scale here.
Okay, good. Well, anyway, this is the great gospel experience.
See what happens?
This is the great gospel experience and is brought to you by the Snatching Souls from Hell Ministry, 24-hour prayer line, and Evangelist Felicia Davis. All right, Evangelist, where are you? You need to talk to me. Soon in a hurry. Okay. And here's what I got for you. If you need prayer for any of life's many challenges, and you, like all of us, you do have them, there is help. Okay, the Snatching Souls from Hell Ministry 24-hour prayer line is available to you. Evangelist Felicia Davis and her staff are there to pray for you and to pray with you. They can be reached at 314-312-7680. Whatever your ills and ails are, they can help. Yes, they can. That's Evangelist Felicia Davis and the Snatching Souls from Hell Ministry 24-hour prayer line, 314-312-7680. The Snatching Souls from Hell for St. Louis. All righty then, let's see. Are you going to watch any news this weekend? Okay, here's what I got in terms of news. This is a little known black history fact about a divinely inspired, beautiful black woman of God named Mary Lou Williams. You ever heard of her? Okay, let's do this. Mary Lou Williams was a jazz pianist who performed with and arranged songs for several jazz legends in her time. The Atlanta-born, Pittsburgh-raised musician was born May 8, 1910. Mary Elfrida Scruggs was known in her Pittsburgh neighborhood as a child prodigy. Earning the nickname the Little Piano Girl while playing for some of the city's elite. She became a full-on professional in her teens and married jazz musician John Williams at the age of 16. When Mary Lou Williams joined Andy Kirk's swing band 12 Cloud of Joy, she became a member of the group after settling in Kansas City, Missouri. She took on the name Mary Lou and began writing for the likes of big-time hotshot Benny Goodman while working as a manager and arranger for Earl Father Hines and Tommy Dorsey and others. In 1942, the recently divorced Williams moved back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania and formed a six-piece band with Harold Shorty Baker and Art Blakely on the drums. She left the band to join Duke Ellington's orchestra in New York City and later married Shorty Baker. Okay? She began arranging songs for Duke Ellington, but left her husband and the band shortly after. Mary Lou Williams began hosting a radio program in New York City, then served as a mentor to musicians Dizzy Gillespie, Thelonious Monk. Mary Lou Williams penned the song In the Land of Obladi for Dizzy Gillespie and engaged in sessions with a number of New York jazz and bebop musicians. In the 1950s, Mary Lou Williams converted to Catholicism and briefly retired from music. Now, she returned to music in the late 50s at the urging of two priests and Dizzy Gillespie, performing at the New York Jazz Festival back in 1957 with Dizzy Gillespie's band. Now, she continued to record both secular and religious jazz records through the 1960s, while also helping to create Pittsburgh's first jazz festival in 1964. Now, 2 years later, she was accredited with the first jazz musician to begin their own label. Mary Lou Williams' career flourished through the 1970s with festival dates and recordings. Mary Lou Williams accepted an appointment as an artist in residence in 1977 with Duke University and taught music there as well. She worked there until her transition in 1981. She was 71. Mary Lou Williams, another divinely inspired, beautiful black woman of God. Gone but not forgotten, but did some big stuff, and it's still not enough. And we got promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep on KXEN, 1010 AM and 104.5 FM, Faith Talk for St. Louis, and on the World Wide Web at faithtalkstl.com.
There was a family on their way down south, and they had gone as far as they could go, and they made their way, and they were driving on a dirt road. A storm came, the lightning started flashing. The young man that was driving the car lost control of the automobile, ran off the road, and everybody was all right except him. They got out of the car, and just across the dirt road was a white house. They took him across there to that white house and knocked on the door, and the white lady came to the door and said, "Can I help you?" They said, "Ma'am, if you just let us, our brother just got in an accident. We want to just come in and make a telephone call. We want to call the doctor." They walked in, and daughter got on the phone, and the phone kept ringing, and there was no answer. Finally, somebody picked up the phone and said, "I'm sorry, but the doctor's not here. He's out on his rounds." Somebody say yes here. Well, the daughter put that phone down and went back into the living room, and the little children, they were sitting there crying. They were all sitting there crying. And by that time, Grandmama had got out of the car. She made her way across that dirt road, and she She walked up to her and just opened up the screen door, and she peeped in and she said, "How's my son doing?" And they told her, said, "Mama, we tried to call the doctor, but he was out on his rounds." She said, "Child, let me come in." She walked in and she looked at that white lady. She said, "Ma'am, do you have a closet?" She said, "Ma'am, do you have a closet?" The white lady looked at her and said, "If you want to use the phone, you can use the phone." She said, "No, ma'am, I don't want to use the phone, but I want to call my doctor, and I need to go to the closet." Wait a minute. She made her way to that closet, and there was just enough room for her to get in there. She walked in that closet. The children were walking behind her. She walked in that closet, and she closed the door, and before she talked to the Lord, she said this: "Come on. Come on in my room. Here is my dog, and he right side on my street. He give me all my medicine in a room. Tell my teacher I can come on in my room. Tell my teacher I come on in my room. Jesus is my dog, and he right side on my street. He give me all my medicine in after that. Come on in the room. Tell my pastor say, come on in the room. Oh, Jesus is my dog, and he right side on my street. He give me all my medicine in my room. I want to see, listen, I want to see the hands of you that know him to be a doctor in a sick room. If you know he's a doctor, let me hear you say yes. Well, Grandmama came out that closet, and she made her way back to the living room. And everybody was just singing and praising the Lord. The children had gotten happy. The white lady had got happy. And while they were praising the Lord, there come a knock on the door. They were just praising the Lord. Daughter ran to the door and said, "Who is it?" The man that was standing at the door said, "Listen, little girl, I'm the doctor. If you don't mind, I was just in these bars, and I needed a place to turn into. Would you mind if I come in?" He walked in that room. He walked in that room, and Mama didn't say anything. Everybody else was happy. She just raised her voice and said this: "There is joy, joy in I said joy in my room. Oh, Jesus is my God, and he right side on my street. He gives me all my medicine in my room." Let me hear you say yes. Let me hear you say yes.
Let me hear you say yes. Georgia Mass Choir, Reverend Milton Bigham. Come on in the room. on KXEN for 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. When I first started playing gospel back in '97, and it was songs like this that made me go, okay, you know what, I can do this. You know, I knew I could, but you know, playing songs like the Georgia Mass Choir, Come On in the Room. Then there was some others that I played along the way, like Mississippi Mass, Reverend James Moore, Mahalia Jackson, Reverend Maceo Woods, and I kept piecing it together. I said, hey, this is all right. And you know, along with Kirk Franklin and Bishop Rance Allen in the group, because a lot of the stuff I'd heard, you know, many years before, because I did gospel on weekends when I worked at Magic 108, you know, and I'd go, oh, okay, that's not bad at all. But many times it would challenge a brother many times when I would hear gospel and somebody else would start talking about the songs and that type of thing, and then they want to shout and holler and carry on. And I'm going, oh, no. All right. Whatever's fair. Am I against it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Not that. You know, just that I support it. Whatever you want to do, just let her rip. They just pour it on. Also, good morning to friends and family of the God Will Increase Ministries, along with Minister Courtney Washington and Pastor Dr. J.D. Garris. Now, they'll be hosting a mental health first aid workshop for 2 Saturdays. Now, they did it last Saturday, and tomorrow is the last day, the 25th of May, 2019. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be at Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church, and they're located at 5596 Ridge Avenue. Information, if you need it, call Minister Courtney Washington. Now, he's the mental health instructor. He can be reached at 314-255-6092. That's 255-6092. All right? We need the mental health professionals, you know, especially folks like me. Y'all need to talk to a brother like me. Keep me on the track, all right? Call Minister Courtney Washington, 314-255-6092. It's going to be held once again, people of God, at the Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church at 5596 Ridge Avenue. Dr. J.D. Garris, he is the pastor. Yesterday, yesterday was Thursday and Wednesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I got this flyer in the mail from a friend of mine, Dr. Leanna Hill. So I was typing this up about their anniversary celebration coming up. And as I was typing it up, I was laughing because it reminded me of what Minister Ernie Greenlee would read and how he would read it. And him and Dr. Williber and Reverend Ballantyne, you know, because they have so much fun, you know. Minister Greenlee, he came by yesterday. Boy, we were talking about, what were we talking about? I asked him, you know, I said, hey, you from Hughes, Arkansas, right? He said, yeah, I am. You know, I grew up down there, you know, still got family there and everything. That's where I'm going in a few days because I need some downtime. I said, oh, okay, I understand. I said, my dad is from down there, man. He was, did you know him at Whitfield's? He said, no, but I bet I know somebody to do, you know. So we kept talking. And I said, yeah, man. I remember my dad telling me before he married my mom, 6-month marriage license. And I didn't know nobody was doing that. And so when he said it, my brother and I, we were some crazy kind of people, man. We just didn't laugh at everything. I mean, it took a lot to make us laugh. It really did. Because many times, my sister later on in life, she said, you know what, Lonzo, I said, well, I used to think you and your brother were crazy because people would be cracking jokes and carrying on and falling out and all this other good stuff. Y'all just look at them like they lost their mind. And we did. So such was the case with Dad when he said, he wasn't a joke, though, but it was true that he did that. But in later years, we thought about it, and then we began to laugh. So that's what kind of delayed reaction we had. So I told Minister Ernie about it, and he started laughing too about a 6-month marriage license because I recall Mama later on, you know, she talked about how she wrote radio station WDIA in Memphis. I had them put on there. Had anybody been married to Mr. Whitfield, you know, let her know. Yeah. But 6-month marriage license, yeah. I think I got some family in Hughes, Arkansas somewhere. So I'm going to have to go and find them. But nevertheless, thank you, Jesus. Minister Dr. Sister Leanna Hill and the Voices of Joy, God's Chosen Few, We'll have that 34th Spring Gospel Musical Explosion on Sunday, June 2nd, 3:30 p.m. It's going to be held at the Ira Grove Free Will Baptist Church, 1701 Belmont Avenue, East St. Louis, Illinois. Reverend Jackie Jones is the pastor. They'll have the dynamic worship Reverend Darrell Williams Sr. of Pilgrim Rest Missionary Baptist Church, and a special welcome to Mother Kathy Williams, special guest evangelists Maureen Williams and friends of East St. Louis, Illinois, Angie and Restored of St. Louis, Missouri, Tyler Redeeming Christian Spiritualist Church, Hazelwood, Missouri, the Joyfulettes of St. Louis, Missouri as well, recording artist Barbara Wolf of Galilee Central Baptist Church, recording artist Mr. Waller, and the Henry Waller and the Heavenly Angels, and also the Young Men of God from Ira Grove Free Will Baptist Church, Mr. Terrell McDonald, another distant relative of mine. Haven't met him yet. Sounds familiar. Anyway, producer, director, and music arranger, Reverend Dr. Rodney J. Howlett, Sr., Prophetess Arlene Howlett, supporters. All right, Dr. Leanna Hill, you owe me at least $4,000. Just kidding. It's happening on KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM, Faith Talk for St. Louis, and on the World Wide Web at faithtalkstl.com.
In the morning, when I rise, I thank the Lord for one more day, for His goodness and His grace. I know that He is gonna make a way through thick and thin, till the end. Jesus can satisfy. Jesus can satisfy. When trouble comes my way, I know that He is standing by. He won't let it get me down. No. His love for me, that's the reason why. I know that He cares, and He'll be right there. Jesus can satisfy. Jesus can satisfy. I don't need to worry. Don't worry. I don't even have to be afraid. No. He's all I need to make it. I thank the Lord I'm saved. You see, sometimes I may have to cry, but I know Jesus can satisfy.
I know He can. Because it just ain't nothing He can't do. He satisfies. Sing to Him. Sing to Him, uncle. Oh.
In the midst of the storm, in the midst of the rain, when the tide gets high, I know He can satisfy.
KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM, Faith Talk for St. Louis, and on the World Wide Web at faithtalkstl.com. It sounded kind of like Derek Starks in Today's Generation featuring Rance Allen, the Rance Allen Group. All right, I'll go to the head of the class. You did it again. You only get 1 out of a million. That's about right, too. Yes. Let's see. Our prophet is Shirley Page Garrett. Oh, Lord, I blew that one. Shirley Page Woodley. Hey, sister, I'm sorry. Here's what I got for you. This is what's happening. A set time for women to get up and get going. Arise. Move from the promises of God to the manifesting and possessing of your goals, the things you desire, the things you have been believing for. Come with your vision. This life-changing event is Friday, May 31st. That's next Friday. It's going to be at Assure Foundation Christian Church. It's located 1625 Washington Avenue. Join the Praise and Power Happy Hour from 7 to 8 p.m. RSVP by calling 314-941-5076. That's 314-941-5076. The Rhema Word is at 8 p.m. A word filled with spirit and life. The featured speaker is Pastor Prophetess Shirley Page Woodley. Now, this event is open to the public. No registration is required. So go on by, get into it, get involved. Show your love and show your support. Can you do that? Are you kind of political minded? We got something for you this weekend, right here on KXEN. We got Minister Ernie Greenlee and the gang coming in. And by the way, some of the buddies that's coming in, I think Dr. Williber and Reverend Ballantyne, when they get off of that special assignment, they got to come back and do some explaining to the Sanhedrin Council as to what they've been up to. Because they've been missing in action quite a lot, man. If they're doing a lot of swine and grape Kool-Aid and all this other good stuff, that ain't happening. It ain't going for it. Anyway, there's a whole lot happening this weekend, so keep it locked here at KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. Also, Rainey Abston, activist for the Raleigh Renters Association, is here Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. on KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. So get the whole truth that has not been told. Homelessness and illegal evictions have plagued this community far too long. This is a call to action to find out how to educate and alleviate the homelessness and the eviction epidemic here in St. Louis. Join Rainey Abston, activist of the Raleigh Renters Association on KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. Saturday evenings from 3 to 3:30. She's here. I guarantee. Yes, she is. And she got a plethora of information for all of us. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Hello and hi to Sylvester the Cat. Let's see who else. Some friends of mine that are listening and always make it known when they see a brother always driving them and carrying on, but it's okay. Life is still good. Also, good morning and hello and hi to my friends and family at Love Outreach Ministries at 3416 West Main Street in Belleville, Illinois. Now, they are inviting all of us to come and worship with them at their Sunday morning worship service from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Just so you know, the difference is worth the distance. Come feel the love. Hear the gospel preached with power and simplicity. You'd never be the same. Dr. Howard Jackson is the pastor, and Lady Jacqueline Jackson, she's the first lady. So you should go on by and check them out if you're not doing anything. Yeah, you'll greatly appreciate it. Yes, you will. Oh, here's another black fact for you, just in case you missed it. You ever heard of Mary Mahoney? You have not. Let's see. Mary Mahoney, another divinely inspired, beautiful black woman of God, made history by becoming the first black woman to complete nursing training in America back in 1879, way before your time and mine as well. The Boston, Massachusetts native. She was born May 7th, 1845, although some sources state April 16th as her birthday. Mary Eliza Mahoney. She worked as a private duty nurse at Boston's New England Hospital for Women and Children for many years, ahead of her being admitted into the hospital's nursing program back in 1878. Now, to bolster her income, Mary Mahoney also worked as a janitor and a cook at the hospital as well. You ever heard this? You ever heard that story before? If you haven't, keep breathing. Now, of the women who entered the nursing program, Mary Mahoney was one of just a handful to graduate Mary Mahoney worked for several decades as a private nurse for prominent Boston families as the perils of being a black nurse and the rampant racism of the time were a dangerous mix. Per as usual, Mary Mahoney was one of the first original members of the organization now known as the American Nurses Association, which is the ANA, and she co-founded the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses back in 1908. In retirement, Mary Mahoney became involved in the women's suffrage movement, and she became one of the first women in Boston, that's Boston, Massachusetts, to become a registered voter. Mary Mahoney passed in 1926 at the age of 80 years of age. The NACGN, that's the National Association of Colored Nurses, established the Mary Mahoney Award in 1936 to honor nurses of all races. The ANA conferred the award in 1952 after the NACGN merged with them the year prior. Mary Mahoney, another divinely inspired, beautiful black woman of God, gone but not forgotten, but did some big stuff, and it ain't enough. We got promises to keep, miles to go before we sleep on KXEN, 1010 AM, 104.5 FM, and Faith Talk for St. Louis.
Darkness, pain is all around, feeling lonely, scared to make a sound. I'm shaking, crying, don't know what to do. I called out for you, right there, in that moment. You met me, right there, in that moment. You saved me, I didn't have to run, I didn't have to look. I called out your name, Jesus, and that's all that it took. God's grace and God's mercy met me there. Right now you're standing in your valley, and your valley's steep, tossing, turning, worrying, 'cause you just can't sleep. If you don't know the Lord, right now is the time. Your next breath is not promised. So right now, in this moment, God will meet you now. Right now, in this moment, God will save you now. You don't have to run, you don't have to look, 'cause as Jesus is your Lord, believe, and that's all that it took. God's grace and God's mercy, so meet you now. Every time I think back to where I used to be, every time I think back to where we used to be, you don't have to run, you don't have to look, 'cause as Jesus is your Lord, believe, and that's all that it took. God's grace and God's mercy, so meet you now. Every time I think back.
KXEN, 1010 AM and 104.5 FM, Faith Talk for St. Louis, and on the World Wide Web at faithtalkstl.com right now. What do you have planned for the weekend? Anybody? Oh, it's a holiday weekend, and there's a great stampede of people leaving the city of St. Louis, headed down south. Well, not down south. Well, probably going down south to Kansas City, Arkansas, headed to Chicago. Some even going to Canada. Yeah. Then some are leaving and ain't never coming back because they had enough. I can understand that. Some headed east to New York or to Kinloch. Oh, yeah. That's where they headed for. Hello and hi to all my friends and family in Kinloch, Missouri. What's up with you? Peace and blessings to you, Bishop John Mitchell Jr. and Sister Sandra Mitchell. How are you? And I got to find some friends of mine that I used to play basketball with, like Alma Turner and Lloyd Brown and Frank Brown. See what they're up to. And Brother Virgil Rue. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm just about done here. The super producer's give me those hand signs, let me know that my time is up. So I got about 30 seconds. Peace and blessings to you. Do everything in moderation if you possibly can. I know your moderation and my moderation are two different kind of moderation, so I'm not going to tell you what to do because you're all grown. So have at it. Let her rip, tater chip. And may all your blessings, may all your wishes be fulfilled. Al McDonald here. I am that I am on KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM, Faith Talk for St. Louis.
People of God, thank you so much for hanging out with a guy like me on KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. This has been the Great Gospel Experience. And by the way, the Great Gospel Experience is sponsored by Evangelist Felicia Davis and the 24-hour prayer line. If you need prayer for some of life's many challenges, then call Evangelist Felicia Davis and her staff of the 24-hour prayer line and let them pray for you. They can be reached at 314-312-7680. That's Evangelist Felicia Davis and the 24-hour prayer line. 314-312-7680. Peace and richest blessings to each and every one of you.
The Code Brilliant Presbyterian broadcast can be heard Sunday mornings at